Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through how to install Asheron's Call and install Decal. So what you want to do is go to gdleac.com and click on the Get Started tab and then click on the Installing tab like I did. So what you want to do is download the installer, and you can either run it or just click Save As. I chose to do Save As so that I can follow the directions as they have them listed. In which case they say once you save it to right click and run it as administrator, the installer. I don't think you have to do that. For me personally, when I first installed Asheron's Call, I did not do it that way. I just purely did run, and it worked fine. But I want to follow the directions. So just so it's clear, the only thing I'm doing is putting into visual format the directions that they have on the GDL Enhanced website. So a big thanks to them for creating this step by step. And like I said, all I'm doing is making it a visual for people to follow. So we'll skip ahead once this download is done and show you the next step. Alright, so the download's done. What you want to do is open the folder where you downloaded it to. So for me, I put it in my downloads right here. We're going to right click and click Run as Administrator. And again, like I said, I probably don't have to do that, but that's what they recommend. Now this is the most important part. Do not change the default location where it's going to install Asheron's Call. You will run into problems installing Decal if you do that. So leave it at the default. C /turbine/Asheron's Call. Whatever it has in there, just leave it as that. Some people have multiple hard drives like I do, and they want to install it on a spare hard drive. But don't do that. Just to save yourself some trouble, just keep it at default. And they actually tell you that on the website. And the reason is people run into a lot of problems when they change the default location. So we're just going to leave it at what it's defaulted at. And then we'll move on to the next step once that's installed. And that is updating the cell.dat data, the portal.dat data. There's 3 files you got to copy to the Asheron's Call folder. We'll show you. Alright, so that just finished. Now you want to go down to the next tab, which is download the update. And it's going to bring you to this next page. Then you just click download. Then just wait for this to finish. It takes a couple of minutes. Yeah, like it said, about 3 minutes. And then once it's done, what you want to do is, alright, so it finished doing its thing. Then this thing's going to pop up if you're using Internet Explorer on the bottom. And what I did was, again, click the little thing, click Save As, save it to my Downloads folder. And then from there, we're going to unzip it. I think I let it unzip at the default location that it wanted to go to. And then once it's actually unzipped, what you want to do is, so I do want to tell you, when I was unzipping it, I got this error that had come up about the Mac OS X. I just clicked yes, because I don't really care if that file gave me an error or not. I don't have a Mac. I don't really know what that's about. I just clicked yes. So once it is unzipped, what you want to do is take those 3 files, which is the AC client, the client cell.dat, client cell1.dat, the client portal.dat, and copy all of them. So highlight those 3 and hit Control C. That's for copy, or just right click and click copy. Control C is a lot easier. Highlight those 3, hit Control C. Then what you want to do is go back to your Asheron's Call location, which should be default. C turbine Asheron's Call folder, and then hit Control V and paste everything, and select copy and repaste. Select copy and paste as your options, and that's all you got to do there. At this point, Asheron's Call should be working for you. The only thing now that you need is to create an account. Arif Call is the most popular server, so just click that little link there, little tab, go and create an account. And it doesn't even have to be a real email address that you use. You can use a fake one, but they recommend using a real email address because it's going to be the password change system in the future, or the password recovery system. But if you don't want them to know your email address, just put in a fake one. If you're not really worried about recovering your password, just put a fake email, whatever, and create an account. So the next step is to actually get Asheron's Call to work, you got to download the launcher. So when you installed Asheron's Call, it actually gave you an icon on your desktop called Asheron's Call. And I showed this a little bit later in the video, but if you just run that icon, that's the Asheron's Call retail launcher. Nothing's going to work. So what I did, and what you should do, is just drag that icon to your recycling bin and delete it, because it doesn't do you any good. You need the launcher. So that's the next step we're going to do, is the launcher. So Internet Explorer gave me quite a bit of problems just downloading this for some reason. So but anyway, you click download the Thor launcher installer, and I want to do save as, which is what they recommend, so I can then run it as administrator. But Internet Explorer, for some reason, wasn't saving it as an executable file. Like, you can see it right there. I don't know what the heck. So then when I clicked to open it, since it wasn't saving it as an executable file, it was telling me what do I want to open it with. So I was really confused by that, and I tried several times. So what I finally just ended up doing was saying screw Internet Explorer for downloading that, and I switched to Firefox. I actually don't use Internet Explorer at all. I use Firefox. But when I'm recording, I use Internet Explorer for recording. There's a reason for that. I don't really want to get into that, but I use Internet Explorer for recording. However, it was causing me problems with downloading this file, so I use Firefox. And I'll skip ahead. Alright, so right here, I'm just showing you of how it looks when Firefox installed it. And the other two files is what Internet Explorer did with the file. So I just deleted those two. Right-click the Thor launcher, run as administrator, like they recommend. Again, don't change anything. Install it into the default location. This is for everything. You will save yourself so much trouble. So just follow through the steps that it says. Install this, and then that part should be good to go. Just don't change it from default. Alright, so that just finished installing. It had an option to launch. I did not launch it. I just closed it. If you are using Windows 7, like it says, click here for the .NET 4.5 update. So I actually did this, even though I already knew that I had it. So I just decided to run it. But if you're using Windows 7, make sure you do this. And it's telling me I already have the update or I have a newer version. So I didn't need to do that. So here I'm just showing you what exactly happens when you double click the Asheron's Call icon that it created when you installed Asheron's Call. It brings up the Asheron's Call launcher, which is useless. Asheron's Call isn't live anymore. That was for the retail server, so just drag it to your recycling bin and delete it. The icon on your desktop. So what I'm doing here is just verifying that Asheron's Call in fact works before I actually get to installing Decal. And as you see, it does work. It's showing a couple of slideshows. We'll get to the install now. Alright, installing Decal. So go to the Decal tab and click the Download Decal button that they have there. Big yellow button that you see. And again, what they recommend is running it as admin. So save as. I save this in my downloads. And what we're going to do is right click, run as administrator, and just follow the prompts. Now, you have three options when you do this. So yeah, agree to their terms. Right here, you got typical, custom, and complete. I selected complete. I don't know what the other options will do. I assume they'll work just fine. I originally was going to go with typical, but I went with the complete selection, and everything worked fine. So, which is kind of what you'll We'll see here. And again, just to say it one more time, do not change the default location. Leave it install in the default location that it's going to install. So many people run into problems during every step of the way is because they're changing the default location either for Asheron's call or the Thorg launcher or for Decal itself. If you leave everything in default, it just works. So what you got to do then is once it's actually installed Decal, select your Asheron's call installation directory, which should be, you click on My Computer, then you go to your C drive, scroll down the turbine, then go to Asheron's call, click OK. And you'll probably get this warning about it being out of date. Don't worry about it. Just click OK. It does that basically to everybody. And they actually tell you on the website, if you get that error, it's common and it's normal. There's nothing abnormal about that happening. Alright, so now Decal is probably already running, but you'll see an icon on your Decal on your desktop, Decal 3.0. I actually double clicked it to make sure that it was running, and it told me it already was. So on your start menu, or in that mix of icons that you have with the up arrow, just double click Decal, and it'll say this message. One or more of your XML files were not found. Just ignore that. Just click OK. So what you're going to see is everything's red. I got all red boxes. And that's normal too. What you want to do is just click Update. And now everything turned normal, how they should be. So everything to this point has been normal. It seems like there was errors and things weren't working, but they were. So I did discover I actually had Verendi Tank still installed in Mag Tools. I didn't go through individually on installing those, so yeah. So at this point, what I did was I just launched the game after I installed Decal. I just wanted to verify that Decal was working, and they actually recommend this. And they recommend you stay on the game for about 30 seconds. So what you should see if you just freshly installed Decal, you will not see this left bar that I have. That's Verendi Tank. What you will only have is the top bar because you don't have any plugins. Since I didn't fully uninstall every single plugin, it was actually my mistake and I didn't feel like doing it again. But Go Arrow, you can update it right there. As a side note, you just click that little button like I did. But anyway, all you're going to see is that top bar in the top left. That is the Decal bar. And so you're not going to have anything else. Just a top bar. There's going to be no sidebar. So if you see that top bar, and I think it's a Decal hotkey system, I actually move it here. This is the only plugin you're going to have, is that very top bar next to my health. And if you click that, it's a Decal hotkey system, which I don't even use, but that's the only thing you're going to have. Alright, so installing plugins. Which case right there, go to the Verendi, and right at the top, click Verendi Plugin Bundle. Save as, that's just how I chose to do it, to my downloads. And then just run the installer. Which is exactly what I'm doing. And for you, it's probably going to come up as check libs. So just click the check libs box. If you're able to select it, and then just click install, and it'll work. The reason install is grayed out for me is I already have it installed, so that's why it's grayed out. So then there's a couple more add-ons you can get from Verendi while you're here that I actually like, and one of them is Skunkworks built into Verendi, and the Radar add-on built into Verendi, and then I get AC Plus 2 while I'm here. But Skunkworks shows you, Skunk Vision I should say, Skunk Vision shows you impassable things. It'll be like in red. So yeah, this is me installing, an add-on, which is Skunk Vision, VVS. So it's built into Verendi then. You can download this separate also, the Skunk Vision, but I just like it being part of Verendi. And then we go ahead and download the Radar add-on, which is a DLL file. So we're going to have to do that process. On the last video I showed you how to add DLLs, go to Decal, and then I was making sure it wasn't in my list before I added it. So you go to Decal, click on Add on Decal. I'm actually just copying it into my Decal folder. This is actually how I do it when I make an add-on. So what I'm doing, I cut that, I'm deleting that one. But anyway, I cut that from where it downloaded to, and I'm going to make a new folder. Radar, yeah, that's what I named it, and I'm going to paste that DLL into there. So all of my click Add, click Browse, go to C. For me, this is where I do it. C, username, MoiR, my documents, Decal plugins. And the folder I just created is up top there, the Radar add-on. Click Add, you're good to go. Always click Update. So everything there should be good. That's adding that DLL. And then I'm installing the AC Plus, which I like. Alright, so basically, to this point, everything should be good. I want to show you one final thing, and then we'll kind of end the video. Alright, so this is what I want to show you. There is a website, silostoolbox.com, and it basically has every single plugin ever created for Asheron's Call, and they just work. So, if you don't know about this website, I highly recommend that you go to this website I'm at. You can see up top the website address, and on the right of whatever it is you want to install, it has a direct download. So this is where I got Tings from. I actually got it from a decaldev.com website, but it didn't work. So I'm installing Tings for the first time to get the nameplates. And the other website did not work. This one does. So yeah, I really, really like Silo's Toolbox. So my personal recommendation would be, since this website is working again, like a month ago I checked and it was not working, and I would check like every day because I love this website, and it wasn't working. I thought they shut it down, but no, it's back up and running. So what I would do personally is any add-on you want to get, I would get it from this website because they work. Like I said, I tried to get Tings from somewhere else, which is decaldev.com, which is like the Decal Wikipedia page, or wiki, whatever you want to call it, and it didn't work. But it worked from here, and it worked like it was supposed to. So yeah, again, I highly recommend this website. I actually think I show you here. This is a long way of going to the the Decal Dev website. I used to go to AKA Steve, then click the official plugin link, and then right here is where I found Tings. It didn't work. They have two versions in there, and they don't work, and it gave me this AC Companion when I got it from there for some reason. I don't know why. I think that's a launcher or something. I don't really know. So, because you'll see when I uninstall it, it actually removes that AC Companion with it. When I first installed Tings, this didn't happen to me, but I think it's because I got it from Silo's Toolbox. So yeah, if you're going to get an add-on, get it from Silo's Toolbox. Do not use this stupid Decal Dev website. I can't stress enough how much I like the Silo's Toolbox, and when it wasn't working, I was actually kind of upset. So the fact that it's back, and I don't really have time to play Asheron's Call anymore, but the fact that it's back is actually kind of exciting. I don't know why. So anyway, with that, I hope that you liked the video, and I hope that it helps you to get Asheron's Call working, to get Decal working. If you have any questions or any problems, just let me know. Yeah, these are the two options for Tings that you had, and both of them install that companion, and either way, they just crashed my game. They didn't work. And that's supposed to be directly from the guy himself. But yeah, it just crashed my game. So anyway, this is me installing it from a Silo's Toolbox website. Do not use that website. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you do, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Take care. Alright, I gotta show you one last thing. I'm logging into Asheron's call here after I installed a couple of other add-ons like Locke's Army Knife, which case it looks different. I got it from Silo's Toolbox. It looks different than the last one I had. And I'm just making sure that the nameplates are working. And what I'm showing you here is I was getting chat spam when I had the health and the vuln checked, so I unchecked those for critters and people because I didn't like the chat spam that was happening. But as a general side note, I know that it's very early in the morning, but there is literally only 2 people in Holtberg and no buff bots. And the server population is 118 people. I haven't played for quite some time because I just don't have time. I can't actually see what the population says, but it's not very high. Did something happen? Or, like, how come nobody's on? Imagining that people still have 5 accounts like they do, that's not many people at all. Unless the server just crashed and people didn't have a chance to log back in, maybe that's a possibility. But I'm just curious because I haven't been playing. Did something happen? Did they lose a lot of players for some reason? Like, I honestly don't know, and I'm just asking. So anyway, with that, take care.